Excitement for the King's coronation has reached fever pitch. Spectators already lining the streets of London to take part in what's sure to be a royal spectacle.
So for more, let's bring in the royal editor of the Daily Mirror, Russell Myers, who is at Buckingham Palace for us this morning, no less. Good morning to you, Russell. Let's get straight to Harry, because everybody wants to know. We are hearing that he is finally now in town for the coronation. He didn't leave a lot of time, did he?
Well, no, he didn't. Good morning to both of you. Well, there's rumours flying around here at the moment about whether Harry has landed. No official confirmation, no pictures as far as we've seen at the moment. And he's really cutting it fine. I mean, we pretty much know that he was going to be in and out in a matter of hours. He has the excuse of Meghan staying back with their two children. Of course, it's Archie, his son's 4th birthday, tomorrow on the same day as Coronation Day. Now, this certainly won't be a chance for recollection. I understand that he will use this as just a very, very brief visit, won't be taking part in any of this sort of extra-curricular coronation activities with his family. So maybe those conversations are for another time.
So what sort of role is he going to play for his father's big day, Russell?
Well, it's been a big question as to, he was very, very sort of lax on the RSVP. Took about 10 or 12 days to get back to the official organisers. They were causing, him causing them absolute headaches, trying to get the seating plan sorted, an awful lot of moving parts, as you can well imagine. But he really isn't going to be playing any sort of role. There's reports tonight that he's going to be in the 3rd row. Certainly won't be in any procession, won't be on the balcony with the rest of the working royals. The King was very, very clear that he just wanted that slimmed down version of the monarchy to be presented at that big moment. And so you come back to his sort of reasoning why he's here. And it's, of course, it's his father's big moment. He wants to be there for his dad. But apart from that, it's going to be slim pickings for Harry, I think.
Well, speaking of the coronation, we've seen pictures of King Charles on walkabout today, had a very warm reception. But this coronation is going to cost a lot of money. There is a cost of living crisis in the UK. How are people feeling about it?
Well, it's interesting because, being here all day and going through London from different offices and you speaking to people on the Mall outside Buckingham Palace at Westminster Abbey, there's an awful lot of international visitors here. And I think that this has really sparked the attention of people all around the world. Perhaps less so in Britain, because not only is the British weather at play, we've had such incredible weather, some sunshine, some showers, and I think that will play a big part in whether people do come out and celebrate it. But we've had poll after poll this week, and a sort of half ambivalence, half people interested. It's difficult to call it, but I think, as you said, there's a big cost of living crisis here, not only in Britain, but of course all over the world. And the security aspect of this is costing an awful lot of money as well. So Charles has to wear that burden as well as keeping people interested in the monarchy in the modern age.
And finally, Russell, we're hearing reports this morning, insiders saying preparations are really going to the wire. We can only imagine it would be quite chaotic behind closed doors. Any insight for us?
Well, definitely. Certainly the people I've been speaking to over the last couple of weeks have used that phrase of chaos, people saying it's going to go down right to the wire. But I suppose we've got some sympathy. If you've ever planned a wedding or even a surprise birthday and you're the person who is responsible for it all to go well, then this is going to be the greatest show on earth. We're going to have a huge ceremonial gathering of the British forces, all the splendour and the regalia of the monarchy out on show. And so big responsibilities at play, but I hope the British weather keeps at bay. I hope people come out and enjoy it, and maybe the conversations of whether the monarchy is going to survive are for another day.
Right. Welcome back to Weekend Today. The Crown, it has been resized and blinged up a little bit. The quiche has been cooked and the Gold State coach is ready to roll. Final preparations now underway as King Charles readies himself for the throne.
Joining us now with all of the details is Associate Editor of The Telegraph, Camilla Tominey in London. Good morning to you, Camilla. Coronation Day is finally here. How will it all unfold?
It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? I love the idea that you've been cooking that quiche.
Yes.
I think that's fallen a bit flat over here, to be honest. But let's just give you a little whistle-stop tour of what is going to be happening today. So the events kick off at 6 a.m., well, 7, which is when people have been invited to come into Westminster Abbey. Obviously, people arrive in reverse order of importance. At 10:40 UK time, the procession will leave Buckingham Palace. That's when the King and the Queen will travel in the Diamond Jubilee coach. At that point, they're just going to be surrounded by about 200 military. That isn't the main procession, that comes later. They then enter Westminster Abbey by the Great West Door. We imagine the service is going to be around 2 hours and obviously involve all of the pomp and ceremony that we've been used to and been told about, that will hark back not just to 1953, of course, guys, but to the reigns of many, many previous kings and queens. After that service, we then have the main coronation procession, which is going to involve 7,000 members of the military. It's going to be a mile long. It's going to see the newly crowned King and Queen travel in that gold state coach, a little bit rickety, quite uncomfortable. It used to make the late Queen Elizabeth II feel quite sick when she travelled in it, which might explain why that procession is only 1.5 miles and not 5 miles as it was 70 years ago. We then get the royals back at Buckingham Palace, where they will then inspect the troops, we believe, in the Buckingham Palace gardens before making that first balcony appearance that everybody's waiting for, particularly those camped out in the Mall right now. Then we are hoping, fingers crossed, that the fly past will take place. I think you guys are poised to ask me about the weather tomorrow.
Well, it's something nobody has control over, right, Camilla? And I believe it's been raining in London today. The forecast isn't great tomorrow, your time. How will the weather impact on proceedings?
Well, I just checked it, Clint, and it says 80% of showers,
Yes.
80% chance of showers for the entire day. So it's not looking brilliant. It's not massive deluges, but it is light rain throughout the day. Having said that, there is a history of rain on coronations because it rained in 1953. So there will no doubt be see-through umbrellas at the ready. Pity those who are waiting, of course, overnight because they might be in danger of getting soaked. But then at the same time, you're looking at the Queen Victoria Memorial there. All of those crowds who are at the front of the Mall are the ones who are going to be ushered forward by police. They're the ones who are going to have the prime positions outside the palace gates once the royals appear on that balcony. And by the way, we think it's going to be multiple balcony appearances. I know a lot's been said about who will appear and who won't. I think you should be thinking about working royals only. That would therefore exclude the likes of Prince Harry and indeed the Duke of York. So working royals on that balcony, I think expect the Wales' children. We know that Prince George has a role in the ceremony because he's a page of honour. Charlotte perhaps will be at the service. I don't think Louis will be at the service because he's only 5 years old. And let's face it, 2 hours for a 5-year-old could be a bit much. However, again, I think he'll be on the balcony with his parents.
Now, speaking of Prince Harry, we know that he is going to be there for his father's big day. That's some form of unity that we'll see. But there are some reports this morning that he's going to be sitting back in the 3rd row. I mean, will he see that as a snub? Will the public see that as a snub?
Look, he's going to be near to his loved ones in the sense that he's not going to be placed in sort of the Westminster Abbey equivalent of Siberia behind a pillar. 3rd row back is 1 row back from the Queen's funeral when he and Meghan were 2 rows back. I mean, he's not a front row royal anymore. We've also running a story on the Telegraph website tonight saying that he won't be in uniform. He's not a working royal, so there'll be no uniform or robes for Harry. And there's been multiple reports that this is going to be a whistle-stop visit for him, that it's going to be Operation Harry in a hurry. He's flown in today, our time, and he's expected to fly out pretty soon after this ceremony. We don't even know, guys, whether he's even going to be taking part in the official coronation photo shoot.
Well, all eyes will be on him while he is in the country. Camilla Tominey, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?